a dictator who secretly funds the protests against himself, a presidential candidate who is paid to lose, and a voting booth that functions like a casino slot machine, flashing lights, loud noises, but the house math ensures you never actually win. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how controlled opposition has turned modern democracy into a scripted reality TV show, and why the politicians you hate and the politicians you love are likely cashing checks from the exact same bank account. You are about to see the wires that make the puppets dance. Stop looking at the red team and the blue team. Look at the stadium owner. You feel the anxiety every election cycle. You feel that this is the most important election of your lifetime. You argue with your family. You lose friends over political differences. You donate your hard-earned money to a campaign because you believe that if your guy wins, the world will be saved. And if the other guy wins, the world will end. You are being played. The system relies on your emotional investment. They need you to be angry. They need you to be terrified. Because as long as you are fighting your neighbor over cultural issues, you are not looking at the ledger. While you are distracted by the political theater, your rent is still going up. Your wages are still stagnant. The wars are still endless. The surveillance state is still expanding. The stakes are your agency. You think you are a participant in a democracy. In reality, you are an extra in a movie where the ending was written 20 years ago. You are burning your energy fighting a battle that is rigged to ensure that nothing fundamental ever changes. To understand how they rigged the game, we have to look at the architecture of control. This isn't just about corruption. It is about political technology. It operates in 3 cynical steps. Step 1 is the setup, the Surkov blueprint. We have to look at Russia in the early 2000s. There was a man named Vladislav Surkov. They called him the Gray Cardinal. Surkov realized that suppressing the opposition was messy. It looked bad on TV. So he had a better idea: own the opposition. Surkov helped fund and manage groups that opposed the Kremlin. He supported the liberals. He supported the nationalists. He supported the artists. He let them organize. He let them protest. But he controlled their leadership. He controlled their funding. By doing this, he ensured that the opposition would never become strong enough to actually win. They were just strong enough to let the people let off steam. It was a safety valve. He turned politics into a piece of performance art. The people felt like they were fighting for freedom, but they were actually just actors on a stage built by the state. Step 2 is the trick: the Overton window restriction. In the West, they don't do it as blatantly as Surkov. They use the Uniparty model. Imagine a hallway. On the left side, there is a door. On the right side, there is a door. The media encourages you to argue viciously about which door is better, but both doors lead to the same room. This is called narrowing the Overton window, the range of policies acceptable to the mainstream. You are allowed to have fierce debates about social issues, about pronouns, about statues, about tweets. But notice what is not up for debate. The defense budget, it goes up every year, no matter who is president. The Federal Reserve, it prints money for the banks, no matter who is in Congress. Mass surveillance, it was expanded by Bush, expanded by Obama, expanded by Trump, and expanded by Biden. On the things that actually affect the flow of money and power, there is no opposition. There is only consensus. The opposition is just there to argue about the branding, not the product. Step 3 is the proof. You want to see the receipts? Look at the donors. In the 2014 study by Princeton University, Professors Martin Gillens and Benjamin Page analyzed nearly 1,800 policy issues over 20 years. Their conclusion was devastating. They found that economic elites and organized groups representing business interests have substantial independent impacts on U.S. government policy, while average citizens and mass-based interest groups have little or no independent influence. Statistically, your opinion has a near-zero impact on what laws get passed. Or look at the saga of Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. Before his collapse, he was the second largest donor to the Democratic Party. He was the face of progressive crypto, But in a private interview after his fall, he admitted the truth. He donated millions to Republicans too. He just did it using dark money channels so the media wouldn't freak out. He played both sides. He bought insurance on every outcome. That is the reality. The billionaire class does not bet on red or blue. They buy the casino. So, why do they do it? Why maintain the charade? Because managed democracy is more stable than tyranny. If you live in a dictatorship and you are hungry, you blame the dictator. You revolt, you burn the palace. But if you live in a democracy and you are hungry, you blame yourself. You blame your neighbor who voted for the wrong guy. You blame the other party. You wait 4 years for the next election, hoping this time it will be different. The exit for the elite is stability. They get to transfer wealth from the working class to the asset-holding class without fear of guillotines. They use controlled opposition to channel your revolutionary energy into a harmless ballot box. They give you the sensation of movement without the reality of progress. It is a treadmill. You run until you are exhausted, and when you stop, you are in the exact same place where you started. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled wasn't convincing the world he didn't exist. It was convincing the world that he was running against himself in the primary. We are trapped in a binary hallucination. We treat politics like a sport, cheering for our team, ignoring the fact that the league is fixed. As long as we are satisfied with the illusion of choice, we will never have the power of decision. The question isn't, who are you voting for? The question is, if the system allows you to vote for them, are they really a threat to the system?